Hi. Hi, folks. It's me again. Talk about something that I was sort of talking about in a previous video. Basically how I'm kind of glad that I'm not rich. Like, I make enough to get by and that's about it. I don't think I would ever want to be rich. I would want to make enough to have somewhere to sleep and be able to buy food. That's about it. Like, if I can make the bare minimum to just live a comfortable life, then I'm fine with that. Like, because the biggest reason why I would never want to be rich, and even if I was rich, I probably wouldn't even, like, make it obvious that I'm rich. I would still just have regular, everyday things. I wouldn't be going out buying, like, multiple fancy sports cars and having a big house and all that. Because, like, if every time you do that, like, all these rich people that show off the fact that they're rich, like, they have all this overpriced junk, you just start attracting all these fake people that pretend to be your friend, and all these fake females that they want to be with you and all this, and they act like they care about you and all that, but really they just want your money. They just want to use you as, like, some sort of trophy husband or something, like, showing off, like, oh yeah, my boyfriend is so rich. Yo, yeah, my friend is rich as fuck. Like, he's got all this good shit. Like, that's the only reason they even talk to you. Like, you can tell who's fake and who isn't. If, let's say, you win the lottery, but you don't tell anyone, you just keep it to yourself, but then you kind of go out and start buying a bunch of expensive stuff. You get a fancy sports car, you get, like, a fancy $5,000 suit, and you start putting on some overpriced jewelry, you get, like, a fancy, really expensive kind of watch and all that noise. And then suddenly people are approaching you. Suddenly people want to mingle with you and be your friend, and all these, bunch of girls suddenly start walking up and talking to you and trying to get with you and all this shit. Because my snobby, stuck-up cousin that I haven't talked to since, like, before the stupid pandemic happened, like, back in, I think, the very beginning of 2012, or something like that. Like, I think during, like, the very beginning of 2012, I ran into my snobby, stuck-up cousin, because he has a Lamborghini, he has a Porsche, and all that. He's a millionaire, and he's not even talented. He doesn't have any skills. He just knew the right people at the right time that gave him the opportunity. So he ended up turning into a multi-millionaire, and then he's just flaunting around his little sports cars, $250,000 Lamborghini and $100,000 Porsche and all this crap. And I saw him driving his Lamborghini through the parking lot, like going through the drive-thru of, like, some restaurant or something, because I was in the same parking lot at the time, and I saw him, and of course he had some Barbie doll looking, gold digger looking kind of girl in the seat. Like, she looked like one of those cliche Barbie doll kind of girls that you see just prodding around Hollywood or something. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can tell that girl is definitely with him because she likes him. Yeah, totally. But anyway, like, I wanted to actually be friends and get in touch with him and all that noise, because he was like, message me on Instagram or something. I'm like, I already did. Like, I commented on this or that, followed you, and you didn't do anything. And you're like, he was all saying, like, he's not gonna see that, just message me. So I did, and he didn't even look at it. Like, he didn't do anything. Like, 3 years later, he still hasn't said anything. It's like, if you don't use Instagram, why even tell me to message you on it? I don't use social media. I literally have to, like, download the stupid app or whatever and figure out what my stupid login crap is. And then I go message you, and then, like, 3 years later, you still haven't messaged me back or anything. Like, what the hell's your problem? Like, why not just give me your phone number and we can talk that way? Oh, probably because you wouldn't answer on that either. This is why, like, this reason alone is why I don't talk to any of my families. I do have family, and a lot of them still live in the stupid desert, but they are the most stuck-up, fake snobs I've ever known in my entire life. Like, I got so fed up with just trying to get them to say hi to me. Like, this is why I say I don't have any family, because I really don't. You can pick your friends, but you can't pick your family, unfortunately. You can pick your nose, you can't pick your family. It sucks, because all my family sucks. They're all a bunch of assholes. Like, I supposedly had a half-sister that I never even met, and I remember a long time ago when I finally was starting to talk to her, and, like, she was all, so excited to get to meet her brother that she never met, because I never knew that I had a sister or whatever. And then over time, I was just trying to actually meet her. Why would you not want to meet your damn sibling that you never knew you even had? And it just died down really quick. It went from, like, being excited to talk to my long lost sibling that I never even knew existed. But, like, as soon as I was trying to, like, hey, let's meet up. We should meet, like, wherever. I don't give a shit. Like, we should meet up sometime. And she just kept making stupid excuses, because it's like, okay, well, you work Monday through Friday, and you're off after 5 p.m., right? So then we can hang out after 5 p.m. Or if you're too tired and lazy and you don't feel like socializing, like, because we don't have to do anything, we can just hang out. So, okay, well, if you're too tired and lazy to hang out after work on the weekdays, you're off weekends. Let's hang out on the weekend. Months and months would go on, and she was basically just stringing me along the whole time, like, making dumb excuses, because I don't know about you, but I was actually eager to meet a sibling that I never even knew that I had, and I finally find out, I have a sister? Like, why would you not want to meet your sibling? But she just kept, like I said, just kept stalling and making dumb excuses not to meet, and months would pass, and she just kept saying bullshit like we'll meet eventually or this or that, and it's like, I just stopped talking to her. I was just like, screw this. Like, this person is clearly no different than all the rest of my snobby fake family. Like, if they don't give a shit, then why the fuck am I wasting my time? Like, that's what I want to know. And that's why I stopped talking to everyone else, because it just felt like I was pulling teeth just getting them to say hi every once in a rare occasion. That's not family. That is bullshit. Like, I'm not going to waste time and effort on people that are like that. That is so stupid. That is so fucked up. Like, and the thing is, I'm not like most people. Like, if I have a problem with someone, I speak up. Like, if I don't want to talk to someone, I just flat out say, I don't want to talk to you. If you ask me why, I'm going to tell you damn well why. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. Yeah, I'm not the kind of person that's gonna, like, be tiptoeing around your feelings and all that, like, having to watch every damn thing that I say, or, I might upset you. Like, I don't get along with snowflakes. I have a big mouth. I'm always saying stupid shit all the time. So, like, for people that get easily offended, they're not for me. And over time, like, the more crappy people that I've had to go through over the years, I've become, my patience is becoming less and less. Like, I just don't give a shit anymore. Like I said, I'm at the point where I'm not gonna be tiptoeing around people's feelings anymore. I keep it real. I just say it how it is. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't just go deliberately trying to act like an asshole or whatever. I'm just saying, if you ask me something, I'm going to tell you straight up. And it's like, if you don't like my answer, then why the fuck are you asking? Because some of these people, they ask stupid questions, and I ask them very honestly. I just tell them straight up, I just tell them, and they apparently don't like my answer. And I'm just like, why the fuck did you ask if you're just gonna get all butthurt over it? Did you want me to lie to you or something? Would that make you feel better? That's just how I am, and I'm tired of bullshit. I'm tired of people just screwing around. There's no communication. Everyone's a dickhead. There's no common courtesy. There's no respect. There's nothing. It's and that's why, basically getting back to the original thing I was talking about in this stupid video, is that I'm glad that I'm not rich, and I don't think I would ever want to be rich, or if I ever was rich, you would never know. I would not make it obvious. I would still continue doing the same things that I do now. I would continue to drive a regular economy car or whatever. So if I ever were to actually be rich, like a multi-millionaire or whatever, nobody would know, because I don't want to show off to the world that, oh, I'm rich, and then I start attracting all these fake people that are, oh, suddenly people want to be friends with me. Oh, suddenly all these girls want to come up and talk to me and try and get with me and all this shit. It would be so painfully obvious, and it would just piss me off, because I can't stand those kind of people. And most people out there, unfortunately, are like that. People are shallow and materialistic. They're snobby. A lot of the times they'll only talk to you, or they'll only be part of your life if you have something to offer to them. There's not very many genuine people out there that just want real relationships anymore. It's all just, I'm only gonna be with you if you can give me something, or if you can do something for me. What happened to unconditional love, where you could have a girlfriend, for example, and you could just be happy with being together? Why does it always have to be spending money on the person, or keeping up with all their demands, keeping them satisfied in bed 24/7? And if you don't constantly do that, then they'll cheat on you, and they'll run off with the next person that they meet. As soon as they meet someone else that's able to cater to their needs a lot more, then they'll just run off with that person. Those are what I call dead-end relationships. And if you're rich, that's all you're gonna attract. As far as dating is concerned, all you're gonna attract is dead-end relationships, because there's so many people that are so materialistic out there nowadays. So I would be attracting all these fake females that are only with me, and they're only even talking to me for my money. And I don't do that. And that's why, even if I was in that kind of situation where I'd be attracting all these gold diggers because I'm flaunting around a fancy sports car and wearing a suit and all that, it wouldn't last very long with them, because I'm not gonna be spoiled. I'm not gonna be spending a bunch of money on them. If I was rich, I'd still just take the dumb bitch to McDonald's. I'd buy her a Big Mac. Chances are she'd be fat anyway, so whatever, just pile on some more Big Macs. Got nothing to lose. I'm not used to being with skinny girls, damn it. That's another reason why I don't care for relationships anymore. I don't like fat girls. And once again, I'm telling you now, I just speak my mind, which I'm very blunt. Smoke the blunt. Have a panic attack. But I'm very open-minded. I'm very brutally honest about everything. So I just say it how it is. If I'm thinking something, I'm going to say it. And I'm just saying it right now that just about every girlfriend I've had, except maybe for one that I can remember. Other than that, maybe one girlfriend I've had was slim, maybe a little bit chubby. And she would have been a great girlfriend long term. I remember I was with her back in 2014, I think, but we were only together for 3 months, and she just wanted some short-term thing where we would hang out, fool around a little bit, and then that's it. She didn't want anything long-term. But she was the only slim girl that I can remember actually dating. Just about every girlfriend I've had, long-term, short-term, most of the girls I've hung out with in general, like probably 98% of the girls I've hung out with over the years has been fat. And I can't help what I'm attracted to and what I'm not. Like, I don't know if you consider this shallow to not want to seriously be in a relationship with a fat girl. Like, is that shallow, or is it just having standards? Because why would you be in a relationship with someone that you're not attracted to? You might as well just be friends. So that's why I have no problem being friends with a girl that's fat, but I just can't be more than friends with someone like that. I have tried it in the past. It always ends up being a dead end anyway, because they always cheat on me. Like, these fat chicks really have some nerve, because they already have a reputation for being easy, yet it's like they have the nerve to cheat on you. Because, like I said, I don't even know if there's been a girlfriend that I've been with that hasn't cheated on me. I mean, maybe that slim girl that I was with, and I don't even know. I don't think that she was talking to anyone else at the time, but I don't know. Like, I'm used to every girlfriend that I would have. Like, if it's a short-term thing or a serious relationship, it doesn't matter. Every girlfriend that I have, I'm used to them cheating on me. Luckily, I didn't catch anything, because I've heard a lot of horror stories of, like, this chick and her boyfriend would cheat on her, and he would catch, like, HIV or herpes or chlamydia or whatever, and he would wind up giving it to her. So that's another thing that kind of terrifies me of people cheating on you, is like, who is this person that they're sleeping with? Because, you know, a lot of people that just like to hook up, who knows what kind of diseases they have going on in their pants. So yeah, I'm at the point where, like, I lucked out. I guess I got super lucky, because I've never caught any STDs. I'm surprised, farts. I really am. Really surprised, because some of the girls I have gotten with over the years have been pretty trashy. Like, basically they just hook up with random people. I remember a long time ago, I hooked up with this one chick, and I didn't use any rubber at all. Oh. And she said that she had sex with like over 60 guys. And I'm like, wow, well, I don't want to call you a worn out whore or anything, but you sound like a worn out whore. But I was just like, we ended up hooking up, and like, I asked her, like, you sure you don't have any diseases going on down there? She said she didn't, so we hooked up, because I was an idiot. I didn't use a rubber at the time. I didn't catch anything, because I've been tested like 3 or 4 times over the past few years, and I have never caught anything. So, this is what I mean by, I would say that I've been lucky in that regard. Very unlucky as far as finding like a girlfriend that's worth my time and effort. But still, and I only I think with her, like, normally I can last a while when I'm hooking up with someone. She was like the first person that I hooked up with, and I literally lasted like maybe 15 or 20 seconds. I'm not kidding, farts. I can see why so many people want to hit that. She's got like super duper premium coochie going on. I don't know why. It felt like the most incredible thing ever. And that's really saying something, because a lot of the other, like, the majority of people that I've hooked up with, I don't know the exact number of how many people that I've actually had sex with. It's less than 10, I think. I just don't exactly keep track of that kind of thing, so I really don't remember. But I think it's still under 10 people. Because I've never been into hooking up with random strangers. Like, I want to, at the very least, I don't care if we're friends or we're dating. We don't have to date to fool around. We can be friends. But I don't just flat out, I don't like hooking up with random strangers. Like, hey, I just met you and this is crazy, but let's fuck and never talk again. Like, that's how most people are nowadays. We live in such a strong hookup culture. It's all sex and then disappearing afterwards. But no, like, out of all the other people that I've had sex with, it's just, it was like that one chick that had sex with over 60 dudes, like, with her, it just felt like a whole other level. That's why I did not last at all. Literally like 20 seconds, I think. Because it just felt like otherworldly. It was extreme. Like, it was the best feeling ever. And yeah, I felt like a jackass afterwards, but I regret nothing. But yeah, and she was chubby too. She wasn't fat. She wasn't like super skinny either. She was a little bit, I wouldn't say, I don't know. She was just a little bit chubby. That was about it. Surprisingly, that was another chick that I was with that wasn't fat. So as far as like her body is concerned, like, she was all right. I wouldn't mind being with someone like that. But she was just way too much of a skank. She hooked up with way too many people. Like, that would just be another dead end. Like, I feel like even if I was friends with her and we ended up like hooking up every once in a while, I feel like she would inevitably wind up give me itchy crotch syndrome or something, because she's one of those people that just, like, you have sex with that many people, that is ridiculous. Like, you're like an addict at that point. You're like a sex addict. But then again, it's like, just use a condom then, because like, if it feels that good where you can't even last 20 seconds, then okay, just use a damn condom then. Whatever. I'm at that point where I'm not going to hook up with someone without a condom anymore. I've had a couple pregnancy scares in the past, and they both, of course, ended up being bullshit. It was more of, they were just late because they're unhealthy, because every chick that I hang out with is not healthy at all. They weigh more than me, and they're just not attractive at all. Like I said, I wouldn't mind being friends with those kind of girls, but that's about it. Like, they're not the kind of people I want to be in a relationship with. And that's the problem, is that over the years, up until like basically whenever my last relationship ended back in like sometime in 2018 or whatever, after that relationship ended, even back when I was still with her, I was telling myself, when I was still with her, like, whenever this relationship is over, I'm not doing relationships anymore. I just kept telling myself that, like, no more relationships. I'm done settling and being with people that I don't even want to be with because I just want to be with someone. I'm tired of that. And it's been over 4 years. I've stayed true to my promise to myself. I don't want to be in a relationship with anyone anymore unless I actually like the person and I'm attracted to the person. And I feel like they're the kind of person that I would actually want to be in a relationship with. So that's why I'm at the point where I'm fine with friends with benefits. I don't really like calling it that because it just sounds like a fuckboy kind of thing to say. So I'd rather just keep it simple. Like, I'm not looking for labels. Like, I'm fine with just being friends. Like, I would like something that can last with a girl. Like, I don't just want to hang out, fool around, and then disappear right afterwards. Like, I'm not into that. I want consistency, but at the same time, I'm not looking for labels. It's too damn complicated. I've never met a girl that I have liked enough to be more than friends with. I've never met I don't have a type, but just about every chick that I've hung out with over the years has not been my type at all. Because I don't know exactly what my type is, but I know what I'm not looking for. I know what isn't my type for sure. Fat girls. That's definitely not my type. I don't mind if the girl is chubby. Like, that's fine. Like, nobody's perfect, obviously, but I still have standards, and I can't control what I like and what I don't like. I can't get into a serious relationship with someone that I'm just not attracted to. Like I said, we can be friends, but being in a relationship, there's got to be some sort of physical attraction. And I'm not turned on very much at all with fat girls. So, call it shallow if you want, or just call it having standards. I don't know. Like, I'm sure that a lot of people would have different opinions on it. Some people will probably say, oh, that's shallow as fuck. You don't date fat girls. But then there's other people that's like, no, there's nothing wrong with that. You have standards. You know what you want. And you're not, and I do know what I want. I do have standards. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And it's such a double standard. It seems so hypocritical that all of these females can be shallow about a guy's height and how much money he makes and all this shit, and even how big his penis is. Like, all these females have the nerve to be super shallow and picky about all that, but the second that you are picky about the girl being the size of a fucking waterbed, oh, you're a pig, you're a fuckboy. Like, oh, you're shallow as fuck, you're a piece of shit, all that noise. I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, you can be shallow as shit with all these other stupid things, like saying how I'm not going to talk to a guy unless he's at least 6 foot and has abs and has a 6-figure income and is willing to spoil me and support me like a child and all that bullshit. I don't care how good looking the girl is, I am not into those kind of girls at all. I'm into real, mature, down-to-earth women, not little girls that act like a child like that. That is so beyond stupid, and that's how most girls are as well. They're also like that. All they want is to leech off of the guys. They're shallow. They only date dudes. Like, they'll only get with a dude if he's like super tall and looks like Prince Charming and makes a good amount of money, and he's willing, and so she can just leech off of all of his money. Like, that's pathetic. Like, some other dudes are into that, I guess, because I guess coochie is coochie to some of these dudes, so they don't care if the chick takes advantage of them. As long as the dude gets coochie out of it, then who cares, right? Well, for me, I have self-respect, I have dignity, I have standards, and that's why, like, I don't want to have anything to do with those kind of females. If I were to even be friends with a female, especially a relationship, the chick has to be normal, okay? Normal as in, she's got to put in her half of the effort with things. She's got to have at least a part-time job. I don't care if you're a cashier at a gas station. I don't care if you work at Taco Bell. I don't care. Just have a part-time job. Put some sort of effort into it. Pull your own weight. That's really all I ask. Like, I do have standards, but at the same time, I'm not super duper picky. Just pull your own weight. Put in your half of the effort with things. Don't be a leech. Like for example, like, this is why for a girl, if I'm going to date a girl, it's kind of a requirement to have at least a part-time job. I don't care what you do. I just care about, are you employed at all? Do you have any sort of income? Like, legitimate income. I'm not counting in OnlyFans. That is gross. Like, for all the chicks that do that webcam slut kind of stuff, good for you. A job's a job, I suppose, but I wouldn't be more than friends with a girl that does that, because she, like females that do that, they're kind of like a stripper at a strip club. They clearly have no self-respect, which is why they just degrade themselves like that on camera. Like, sure, it's interesting to watch, but I would never date a girl that does that kind of stuff either. Like I said, I want to date if I were to date someone, it would be a real mature woman that at least sort of has her shit together. And, like, I don't care, like, if you live with family or whatever, or if you live with roommates, whatever. Like, I haven't really exactly had a stable living situation. I just live wherever someone will let me stay. Like, if it's like, oh, hey, can I stay here? Like, my budget is about this much per month. Okay, yeah, we got a room for you. Like, that's pretty much where I'm at. Like, I'm back and forth from one place to another. Like, I'm either staying at my dad's house, helping him with rent and shit because he's on a fixed income, so I stay with him and help out with there every once in a while. Sometimes I'll stay at my friend's house. Sometimes I'll stay over here. I don't really have like 100% consistent place that I'm staying in. I don't really mind that, because ever since all the way back in 2012 when I was homeless, I was bouncing off one couch to another. Like, I didn't have a stable place to sleep for more than like a couple days. And from that point onward, it kind of just made me not give a shit. Like, as long as I have somewhere to sleep at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. That's why most of the time I'm just in my car driving around doing random shit, or I'm going to work or whatever. I spend a lot of my time that I'm not already spending on RuneScape. I'm usually just in my car. Because, like I said, I'm kind of all over the place. But yeah, like, I don't care who you live with. Like, as long as you're not homeless or whatever. I mean, I wouldn't even really care in that situation either. I'd probably just be like, well, as long as you're not a drug addict and you're not a psycho, like, you have a part-time job, you're homeless because everything's too expensive. I know the feeling all too well, believe me. The economy sucks right now. Cost of living is through the roof, and because the stupid desert keeps getting more and more overpopulated every year, it's becoming, like, the cost of living continues to get more expensive. It's supply and demand. There's tons and tons of people that are continuing to flood into the stupid desert, and it's driving up the cost of living. Rent and mortgage continues to go up because we're having to build more and more houses and apartments and all this to compensate for all the demand, and that's why the cost of living is literally almost California. The stupid desert is pretty much turning into California. It's a hot, dry version of California. It is ridiculous. And I don't ever want to move to California either. If it gets to the point of where the stupid desert becomes too expensive to live anymore, and I would probably go move somewhere else. I have no idea where I would move to. I've been in the stupid desert the majority of my life, so I don't know where else I would move to. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So if it gets down to it where it's basically I can't afford to live here anymore, so it's basically either look for another state to move to that's more affordable or be homeless again, well, I would probably have to look into other cheaper parts of America to move to. But then again, it's like, I don't know. I just take it day by day. I don't really stress over these kind of things. But that's another reason why I want to get a hatchback. Not only for the utility purpose and to go camping and to be able to fit pretty much anything you want in there, fit a mattress in there and go camping and go on road trips, but it would also give me a little bit more of a sense of security, because it could be something to fall back to if, like, shit hits the fan and, like, the economy gets to the point of where I can't afford to live where I'm living, and it's just everything is getting ridiculous and I wind up being homeless again. I wouldn't mind living in a hatchback. That's the whole reason. That's one of the reasons why I got the van, for the same reason. The utility purpose, traveling, camping, being able to put all kinds of stuff in there like boxes, mini bike, all that. A hatchback is pretty much a miniature version of the van. It gets better gas mileage. It's more compact, a little bit more discreet. So I basically have like limo tint on all the windows, and I could have like the stupid windshield cover over the windshield, so it'll be just completely blacked out, and then I can get those little window covers on the top so I can keep like a little bit of a breeze in here, but it would also hide I could be able to like crack the windows open without people walking by and noticing that the windows are cracked open. I still need to get those. If I ever get a hatchback, I need to get those little window covers so like I can crack all the windows open at night so the windows don't get all foggy or whatever, and it just feels better that way. But yeah, that's another reason why I want to get a hatchback, so I can put the seats down or even take them out completely, and like in a worst case scenario, at some point if I were to be homeless again for whatever reason, like I couldn't afford the cost of living anymore, because just imagine if I was homeless, I would save so much money, like just camping out in my hatchback, like turning it into a little camper and throwing a mattress back in there and all that. I would save so much money, farts. You have no idea how much the cost of living is. Like just the rent on its own is like 80% of my monthly income just for rent. That's a lot of money I could be saving if this is why I want a hatchback. I want it for all the reasons. I want it for so many reasons, and that's one of many reasons. So that's why I'm continuing to look for one. Like, if I had to live in this car, it is way too small. Like, there's no way I could sleep in this stupid car. It's too cramped. I need a hatchback, damn it. Stay tuned for more videos. I'm done talking. I'm gonna go home and eat something. I'm starving. I barely had breakfast. And it's about to be lunch. So I'll make more stupid videos talking about this kind of crap later. Stay tuned for more videos. See you, folks.